WGBH, Boston.
Tonight on Greater Boston, the Church of Scientology claims harassment by an online group and fights back. And we go center stage at the Boston Lyric Opera. Good evening. Since January, a web-based group called Anonymous has been picketing and protesting in front of the Church of Scientology in Boston and elsewhere. The group, identifiable by their plastic Guy Fawkes masks, says the church wrongfully forced YouTube to take down a Tom Cruise video. And they say the church gets educational tax exemptions not offered to other churches. At any rate, it's now a court case as the church claims the group has been harassing them. It all started with a pirated video of celebrity Scientologist Tom Cruise on YouTube.
We are the authorities on getting people off drugs. We are the authorities on the mind.
In January, the Church of Scientology asked the website to remove the edited clip, claiming it was a copyright violation. But some viewers of the now parodied video didn't see it that way.
Leaders of Scientology, we are anonymous. Over the years, we have been watching you, your campaigns of misinformation, your suppression of dissent.
Anonymous, a group of online activists, says the request by the church was an attempt to censor information on the internet. They have subsequently mounted an international campaign against Scientology, saying the church is a cult and receives unfair tax exemptions.
Why are against the Church of Scientology?
Members of Anonymous soon started appearing in front of Scientology property, wearing masks of the Guy Fawkes character from the film V for Vendetta. Greg Hausch says the masks are necessary because the church is extremely litigious.
They try and harass you into silence if you speak out against them. They'll use the legal system, file frivolous lawsuits, they'll sue, they'll file criminal charges that you didn't do.
And that's exactly what happened to him. A member of the local chapter of Anonymous, Hausch was in Boston's municipal court last week because he participated in a protest outside the Church of Scientology on Beacon Street in March.
I ended up here because I'm the one who's actually filed for the permits for our protests.
So much for those disguises. Lawyers for the church say Hausch and other Anonymous members are guilty of criminal harassment and trespassing.
You can't threaten a church any more than you can threaten a person. And to the extent you have free speech, you can't post threats. You can't walk into a church while masked and disrupt services.
Attorneys for both sides had to make their cases in a hearing over possible criminal charges. In the end, it was a split decision.
I was glad that the trespass charges dropped, but I just feel that, the magistrate didn't hear enough evidence on the issue of criminal harassment to really throw it out.
Hausch will be arraigned on that charge next week, but he still plans to continue protesting against the church and to keep wearing his mask, even though he's not so anonymous anymore. All right, and joining me now are Greg Hausch of Anonymous, and also Tom with Anonymous, who asked us not to use his last name, and Michael McCormick, attorney for the Church of Scientology. Welcome to all of you.
Thank you.
Greg, this started with the YouTube video, as we said, and there are a lot of people were making fun of it and parrying and all that, but what turned this? What made you now go after the church? And that was fairly tough language. We're going to destroy you. I don't know if you came up with that line, but why are you picketing? Why are you protesting?
Well, the abuses of the church mostly. We are really against everything that they've actually done that's gotten them imprisoned. There are multiple cases that they have ended up in prison for. The infiltration of the U.S. government, murders. Most of those were overturned, but some of them did indeed happen.
They were never convicted of murder.
3 times.
No, I don't think so. Go ahead.
And they also happen to have a tax-exempt status that no other religion actually has. And that breaks the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. That is something that we feel very strongly about.
And how about you, Tom? How did you get involved in this?
I joined up when I originally saw the initial video that was played earlier, and researched more into Scientology and found out exactly what has been hidden from the general public about them. and I decided to take up the cause because not enough people had been taking up that cause.
Mm-hmm. On the issue of criminal trespass, Michael, we couldn't see all the video. Maybe you had more. Are you claiming that they went in during an actual service with the masks on?
Yes. I mean, there were parishioners in there, and they were doing what Scientologists do. Mr. Hausch and this fellow here, Tom, along with others, went into the church. They were not wearing these masks. They had scarves and bandanas they pulled up over their face and walked in and handed out flyers, which is conduct that is no more permissible, or if it was the Catholic Church or a Jewish synagogue. You just don't walk into a church wearing a mask, say, hi, nice to see everybody.
What's the illegality in that?
I'm sorry?
What is the illegality?
It's the conduct. It is the conduct of, while masked, pretending that you're enjoying free speech rights. And it's conduct. The Church of Scientology, since January of this year, has been the subject of an unprovoked attack by Anonymous all over the country, with bomb threats, with anthrax being sent to churches, which Anonymous has claimed they have worn not only this mask, but they wear, I think your lead up picked it up very nicely, they have ski masks. This mask means nothing. When Mr. House was asked at his probable cause hearing what exactly is the significance of this mask, he said, none. We can buy it at the comic store. They wear masks just to intimidate and harass the church members.
Or they would say, and I won't say it for you, but it's because the church is incredibly litigious and they do go after anybody who raises any